Today my talk will focus on compiling an invasive species list for the sister taxa Melaleuca and Callistemon species, which belong to the family Myrtaceae. I will also discuss errors that can occur in the process of listing. This topic forms part of my master's research and aims to highlight the importance of developing taxonomic expertise for potentially invasive groups of species. Okay, so invasive species lists are indispensable tools for conducting research on invasive alien plants and also for managing and legislating these plants. However, these lists are prone to a variety of errors and uncertainties. These errors can be split into two categories. Firstly, epistemic errors, which relate to errors of the system that's been studied itself. And examples of these epistemic errors are misidentification, not recognizing synonymy, and also where we have insufficient survey information. So, for example, where you need population data to say whether a species is invasive or not invasive, this information is lacking. And then also where information has not been documented or are sitting in grey literature reports and are not easily accessible. The other type of error is linguistic errors, and this basically relates to language. So for extralimital species, the issue there is how you go about defining invasive. So if you're going to include species from a native your native country as well. So next I'll go through a few examples and the errors that have occurred along the way, and also give you an update of invasive status of the species. So this species was the focus of my honors project and my presentation last year. It is clearly invasive, but it's still relatively localized to only one locality. I found more than 30,000 plants there spread over 9,000 hectares. There's possibly a new locality in Tokai, and this raises questions about if eradication is still feasible, but the idea has yet to be confirmed. I think that eradication is still feasible because of the particular life history traits of the species. So if I had to use Ian MacDonald's analogy of good, bad, and ugly, this would be a good invasive species. Okay, next, Melaleuca quinquenervia is highly invasive in other countries, but not yet so in South Africa. There are ever 2 sites of naturalization, and one in Mozambique as well, which is climatically highly suitable for the species. The species has had synonymy problems in the past, where a whole suite of broadleaf species called the Melaleuca leucadendra complex have been misidentified and confused with each other. So the 3 specimens you see at the bottom, there are 3 different species, or they are at least identified as 3 different species. And for quinquenervia, the diagnostic feature is 5 parallel longitudinal vein leaves. Although each of these specimens have that same characteristic, just highlighting the problem that we need a closer look at these species, possibly using genetic techniques to tease that out. Okay, next is Melaleuca armillaris. This is naturalized at various sites and probably has the most invasive potential. So just looking at the 4 specimens at the bottom, the 3 on the